Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, I'm coming today and to talk to y'all about a few things. Like, most of the time I talk about Hbar because I really believe in that. There's other ones that I believe in also, and in this episode, that's what I'm going to talk about. So I want to talk about the cryptocurrency in a whole, in an article that you see right here on the screen. And then I want to also talk to y'all about XRP and XLM. I know there's a lot of channels that talk about both of those, but I wanted to do what most of them usually don't and go on their site, and there's one company that actually works with. It's kind of interesting. So stay tuned because that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to get into this first article that I have right here. So it's Forbes. It was a few days ago, as you can see, September 16th, 23. So today is the 17th, so it was yesterday it came out. So it says, as fast growing $17.7 trillion Wall Street crypto earthquake is suddenly hurtling towards the Bitcoin and Ethereum price. We're going to get into the article itself and find out what it actually gets into. That's a lot of money. Right now, I think we're just above $1 trillion on the crypto market. So if that much is going to be coming over, bleeding in, that's good for us, and that means we're at a bottom of the market, so hopefully it'll keep going up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto prices have been thrust into severe uncertainty in recent months, with Binance chief executive issuing a frank warning over its future. The Bitcoin price has dropped back after rallying through the first few months of the year, spurring the Ethereum price and other major cryptocurrencies higher as the market braces for a looming potential disaster. So I like how they sit there and talk about everything is falling apart, and that's what makes people scared. So the people in in all the country in the world, I guess, they're being told, or at least in the US, that cryptocurrency is horrible, don't get into it, you're going to lose money, you're going to lose your life savings, you're going to do all this stuff. Yeah, you probably will lose some money, but they don't tell you that only 5% are in. So I mean, if you get in where it's pretty much bottomed out right now, and there's no for sure answer to this. I don't know if it's really bottom, but I mean, from everything I've gathered from my research, from chart watching and stuff, it looks like we're pretty much bottomed where we should start be going up. And it's weird how they tell us one thing, but if you actually read articles, what they're actually showing. Keep on getting into this. Now, despite the Bitcoin price printing an ominous death cross pattern, Franklin Templeton, an asset manager that looks after $1.5 trillion, has added its weight to a growing groundswell of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, filings. I don't understand why all these people are trying to get spot ETFs. I mean, I do, but that means that if you have a Bitcoin and whoever goes through your ETF, you would have to have that amount of whatever that crypto is, so it's 1-to-1. You can only do what you have, basically, so, which I don't get, because they can do derivatives of Bitcoin, all this other stuff, and they can sell that stuff. Those are what's going to actually break you, just like we were backed by gold or whatever, and then we were taken off and put into something else that they can manipulate it. Well, if you only have a certain amount of Bitcoin, like investors come to you with $1 billion for Bitcoin, you go out and you have to get $1 billion of Bitcoin. Well, that $1 billion of Bitcoin that you have to buy is going to bring the profit, the spike the price. But you have to have that in reserves in case somebody wants to sell out of it. So it makes sense to do a spot of some kind of cryptocurrency. However, that's the last thing they want to approve for some reason, which is kind of strange. Let's keep on going. Franklin Templeton filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission this week for a spot Bitcoin ETF, joining a flurry of applications that was kicked off by the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, in June, and indicates Fidelity, Invesco, Galaxy, Wisdom Tree, who between them manage $17.7 trillion worth of assets. And that's what they're trying to get into on these EFTs. Franklin Bitcoin ETF traded on Cboe BZX exchange, which reflects generally the performance of the price of Bitcoin before payment of the fund's expenses, according to the file. Franklin Templeton moved to file for the Bitcoin ETF adds new momentum and urgency to the ongoing movement of Bitcoin ETF approvals. Last month, the court ruled the SEC was wrong to reject crypto asset manager Grayscale's proposal conversion of its Bitcoin trust to a fully fledged spot Bitcoin ETF, dramatically raising market expectations that SEC approval could be imminent. However, in early September, the SEC postponed its decision on most major spot Bitcoin ETF filings until October. So it almost seems like they want to keep the price down as long as possible so the wealthy, I guess, and the elites or whoever can get as much as they can before it really starts popping off. That's how the rich stay rich. However, when we sit there and read some of this stuff, we don't know much better. We'll read a title, and all of a sudden we get all our information off of a title instead of reading the article, and then we're like, you know what, now's not a good time to get into it. However, if you understand more and more, if you do your best to pay attention to people being afraid, the more they're afraid, that's when you want to buy. Millionaires are made at the bottom of markets because they make it going up. When people feel more comfortable, oh my gosh, it's been going up for 6 months or whatever, I need to get in now. Well, they already missed a good portion of that whole entire market. So you want to invest when it's lower so you can get in. However, if all the people that got in at the bottom, by the time it gets to that midpoint, a lot of people are already selling, and that's how they keep their money. And then they slowly, as it keeps going up, they keep letting more and more go. And then when they get to the top where people are buying, which we don't know where the top's going to hit, we can just guesstimate, and people are still buying it there, so they're going to end up having to wait until the next time it comes up, which could be 3, 4, 5 years, or maybe not at all, who knows. But regardless, that's kind of what we're going off here. The filing from the $1.5 trillion asset manager also amplifies Grayscale's recent victory against the SEC, showing that the decision has only boosted institutional optimism towards the Bitcoin ETFs. Meanwhile, there has also been a rush to get both spot and futures-based Ethereum ETFs to the market, with expectations rising rapidly that the SEC won't block a dozen applications currently lodged with the regulator. That's kind of interesting on itself. So you had them wanting to bring in about $17.7 trillion of Wall Street stuff over to crypto and have it kind of work both ways. I guess it would be the crypto over to Wall Street technically. When that gets okayed, then you're going to have a lot more money flowing in there. However, it's proven every time one of these type of ETFs happen, the market crashes. So it wouldn't surprise me if it waited until it got close to the top of this coming up cycle for something like this to finally pass. And if that's the case, then everything will probably tank. Who knows? That's just my opinion, because the last ETF that happened with Bitcoin, yeah, that was pretty much one of the top of the markets. I remember even in the end of 2017, when I pretty much first got into it, they were talking about ETF, and as soon as it ended up passing, the market fell out. Let's get into another one here. Alex Cobb. All right, so what is your XRP end of the year 2023 prediction? I don't know. I don't like blowing smoke up people's asses to begin off with, so I'm looking at, when I bring up the chart, I kind of look at my fibs, and that kind of gives me what I'm looking at. So it's kind of looking like $7 to $12. Yes, it could go way higher, but again, how I'm set up to do mine is what I'm in when it gets to the last all-time high. That's when I'll take my profits out, maybe a little bit more, or not my profits, my original investment, and then maybe a little bit more just in case, and then the rest of it I'll wait for certain parts as it's going up more, if it goes up more. I don't know, but I know that at that point it's free money, and that's going to be on all my stuff, XRP, XLM, Hbar, all that stuff. So then you got Jack the Rippler or whatever. Raise your hand if you believe $100 for XRP. I think eventually it could get there. I mean, I don't know when, but that's why I have some for long holdings. Black Swan Capitalist. It's not just naive, it's downright stupid to believe BlackRock isn't positioned in Ripple XRP. So I think he's right on that. BlackRock is involved in everything. I mean, absolutely everything. You should look at their logs of what they're involved in. Almost all these big corporations and stuff. They've supported this country for a long time, and other countries on top of that. In my opinion, you're stupid to believe if they're not acting like they're not even in XRP right now, and they're like, oh, BlackRock's going to get into it or whatever, it's going to cause XRP to go up and shoot to the moon. They've already probably got a big chunk of it anyway, so if they're coming out and talking about it now, they probably bought that, 6 months ago or whatever, and then because now they've got to put it on their books. So now they're letting people know that, which they already bought that stuff, I'm pretty sure anyways. So again, these are just my opinions. I could be completely wrong. And if I'm wrong, say it in the comment. That's fine. Maybe y'all agree with me. If y'all that's the case, do the same. By the way, I'll end up saying this. If you like the content so far, please thumbs up, subscribe. I got more coming. This is actually stellar.org. So a lot of people don't even actually go on their websites, which is weird. They'll get some stuff other people talking about, but I wanted to actually go on the websites and do something a little bit different and go through it with people, because some people may not even know what the heck I'm talking about when I say Stellar or XLM. So let's get into it. Stellar empowers builders to unlock human and economic potential. It combines a powerful decentralized blockchain network with a global ecosystem and innovators to create opportunities as borderless as ideas. It offers the tools to make a difference in the real world through new digital asset products and services that enhances access to the global financial system. As I was going through here, so if you don't know, Jed McCaleb ended up starting this. He originally was part of Ripple. Stuff happened or whatever, supposedly, and then he started this other company, which is Stellar XLM. Now, my personal opinion is they needed more than just Ripple XRP to do what it does. I think they needed other dimensions of this whole entire system. So in my opinion, they made it look like they're fighting against each other, and Jeb started Stellar, which Jeb is still like untouchable, it seems like, because he's always managed to get out of situations that whatever, like Mount Gox and everything. But that's for another thing. So you're going down here, you can set up your business through here and everything. Payments. It makes payments borderless with low cost and near instant transactions on the Stellar network. That's basically like XRP for Ripple. On and off ramps, tokenizations of real world assets, which I'm going to go over one here in a minute. So they work with MoneyGram, Circle, USDC, Franklin Templeton. That was just in that last article that I was talking about. Remember, guys? Franklin Templeton. Just something to think about. So they're in a few of these. The UN Refugee Agency, I mean, that one was dealing with Ukraine. Now that you kind of just went over that real quick with you, what it's about, there's a company there with Smartlands. I don't know if you've heard this, but I kind of like went into it just to see what they were about. It's a new era of real estate investments is what it says, projects to invest. To become a fractional owner of a profitable asset is simple. Just register your account and pass an identity verification. Once you have it done, all the assets are there for you to research and invest in. This is crazy, you guys. I know they've been talking about it for a while, but they're implementing this, how it works. So you're basically, there's different ways that you can do this, but they're actually, you can put your own home, I guess, up on here and digitize your home, and you can have other people invest. So let's say I've got a real estate, let's say where I live, I got my neighbor is selling, I buy the house over there. Let's digitize that. We can, it sounds like we can put that right on here or whatever, and we can, if we can't afford the whole entire thing, let's say, we can get investors involved, and that's the beauty of it. What if I can't get this house over here? I can be a part of that investor. Let's say I can't come up with $100,000 to put down on this thing, but I want to invest in real estate for rentals. Okay, now I can actually do that as a retail investor. Normally you got to have a lot of money, but look at this, Stellar. It's in there. I mean, they've been with them for a while too. I think 2018, I think, maybe even before then, about us. Look at this. Property sales, land sales, auto sales. Look at that. Are you serious? They're into auto sales too? So you're telling me that they're basically doing all assets at this point that are out there. Let's say that you got 5 cars or whatever. You can't drive all of them, so you're like, you know what? I want to make a little bit of side money. Can you set it up with this account, Smartlands app, and go, hey, I can rent these things out? Or maybe you got a U-Haul thing or whatever. You can rent out U-Hauls going through here. Is that something you can do? I don't know. It's intriguing though, isn't it? That's pretty cool. I don't think I've heard of Smartlands on any of these channels that I follow. Let me see, full list of 2020. Now this is 3 years ago, but look at this, IBM. Again, I think Stera's with IBM as well. There's a Smartlands. That's what made me check it out. I hadn't heard of that. Stripe's been with them for a long time. Franklin Templeton was in that last article. Navati Group, that's Ripple's with them also. It's all these are interlinked together, guys. I mean, you really need to look into it. All right, let's get into a little bit of Ripple stuff. So this is an older article also 3 years ago. Look at it. The cross-border payment company Ripple has released an overview of the state of its network, including new details on its XRP remittance platform. The company says its networks of banks and financial institutions now span 70 countries. On average, a new country is added on the list every week. So if that's still going, it already has 70. How many weeks has it been since this? I mean, you're looking at 175 more weeks. You're saying that at this point, we should have pretty much the whole world on this? I don't know. I mean, it's just a thought. But in addition, Ripple says its XRP-based remittance platform on demand liquidity, ODL, is growing. Companies that choose to use digital asset XRP on the move to move money can do so in the 25 countries listed below. United States. Now, they had the SEC or whatever investigating them, and we just got through that lawsuit. But you're saying that we were still able to move money in the United States with that? That's something to think about. I don't know. However, when this was out, it was before the whole lawsuit happened, so I don't know if it stopped. But got United Kingdom, you already know that they're working with them. Mexico, Philippines, France. Now, France, if I'm not mistaken, is using Algorand, and that's something I wanted to look in more too. Algorand is another big one. Now, that one is really low priced right now, and that one I don't think gets talked about much, and that's why I think that one's going to pop the most, and that's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor whatsoever, but I think that one's going to be the one that really takes off the most. But I think that one went up to $3 and something. If it does what it has in the past, which it usually triples what it did before, you're looking at $9 cents. What, that's 100x? So what is that? You put $1,000 in there, you got $100,000. So we got Spain, Australia, Ireland, Iceland, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Italy, Germany, Denmark, Austria. There's no point in me even talking about it. Ripple rolled out its XRP remittance product for commercial use in October of 2018. Last year, Ripple, which this would have been 2019, Ripple partnered with payment giant MoneyGram, which again, Stellar, is also with MoneyGram right now. I think Ripple is still with them. I think they're doing the back end of it, while XLM is doing the front side of it. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. I believe that's how it's working right now, so both of them are actually in it. But MoneyGram is moving 10% of its daily transaction volume between the U.S. and Mexico. 10%. These are some of the companies that you have. There's Navati, which I just said. Stellar's in with them too. Tranglo, you got SBI, Remit. You're looking at a lot of these things, and it's kind of what I wanted to go with, but some people don't really go into just the website. Utility for the new global economy. Fast and green digital asset XRP was built to be the most practical cryptocurrency for applications across the financial services space. XRP powers innovative technology transforming the global financial services space. Companies, institutions, developers, and individuals around the world use XRP and the blockchain on which it runs. The XRP ledger, because of its extraordinary utility, or XRPL. I forgot to throw that in there. Financial institutions use XRP to bridge two currencies and facilitate faster, more affordable cross-border transactions around the world. Which, if you didn't understand what I'm saying there, I'm sure most of y'all did. That's basically taking like the euro and the USD. You can take the USD and get XRP, and then whoever gets on the other side for the euro can get it. Just take the XRP and get their euros with it. It's almost a seamless thing. Like, you don't have to say, okay, well, you're in a different country, I need to get your currency, and now I need to pay money to get that put in my own currency. Now you're doing that, and it's super fast and super cheap. All right, let's keep going. Individuals use XRP as a more accessible alternative to traditional banking and more different currencies around the world, to move different currencies around the world. Developers use the XRP Ledger's strong open source foundation to build powerful applications without hurting the environment. Now, this is actually one of the things that they've talked about as well, that they want to be as green as possible. What is it, ESG or whatever? You've got Hbar is one of those too that is, what is it, negative or whatever. This, I don't know if it's negative, but it is friendly regardless. This open source, permissionless, and decentralized technology is carbon neutral and fast, settling transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. XRP's unmatched benefits. So fast transactions, of course, just at that 3 to 5 seconds. Low cost. XRP transaction fees are 0.0002 cent per transaction on average. Scalable says that it can handle 3,400 transactions per second. Stable, there's been 80 million closed ledgers since 2012. That is a lot, y'all. Sustainable, the XRP ledger is 61,000 times more energy efficient than proof of work blockchains. Distributed, the XRP ledger is decentralized with a global network of 100 plus validators. Why Ripple uses XRP and XRP ledger? So a lot of people have talked about how Ripple doesn't use XRP. There's got to be something in there because they're saying it right here why Ripple uses XRP and XRP ledger. Instant cross-border payment settlement. By using XRP, the cross-border payments institutions can bridge currencies and ensure payments are sent and received in local currency on either side of a transaction in as little as 3 seconds. Sustainable central bank digital currencies. So this is something I don't necessarily believe in, but it's going to happen. At this point, there's no way we can stop it. They've been involved in it for a while too, helping countries out get a CBDC. Using a private version of the public open source XRP ledger, central banks can use a secure, controlled, and flexible solution for the issuance and management of digital currencies. All right, and powerful utility for developers. The team at Ripple focuses on building XRPL tools, services, and other resources. Team Ripple X partners with the global XRPL developer community to build the greenest infrastructure for blockchain applications and innovation. All right, facts about XRP. The XRP ledger was launched in 2012 by 3 developers. In 2012 is David Schwartz, which he's still talking about it on X and other things. Jed McCaleb, which again I told you in Stellar, and Arthur Brito, which he doesn't really say too much. We haven't really seen too much come out about him, but anyways, launched the XRP ledger with its native currency XRP. In September last year, along with Chris Larson, they founded the company that is today known as Ripple. The XRPL architects gifted 80 billion XRP to Ripple so that the company could build its cases around the digital asset. Kind of says it right there. The majority of Ripple's XRP supply is in escrow. Ripple placed 55 billion XRP in the cryptographical secured escrow account. By securing this XRP, people can mathematically verify the maximum supply of Ripple XRP that can be entered into the market. Total XRP held by Ripple, 5.5 billion. The XRP distributed is 51 billion. Total XRP placed in escrow, 42.8 billion as of March 19, 2023. That includes pending business development. Ripple actively shares XRP market data. As an active member of the XRP community, Ripple believes in information transparency. To learn more about quarterly and sales and escrow activity, read the latest XRP market report. So that's good that they're actually trying to be transparent about it, and I think that's why they are winning for the most part their lawsuit. The XRP ledger uses the consensus protocol. Unlike proof of work or proof of stake blockchains, XRPL uses a consensus protocol in which servers called validators come to an agreement on the order and outcome of XRPL transactions every 3 to 5 seconds. XRPL's diverse list of validators help ensure its long-term health and consensus among different market participants and to secure the XRPL. You learn more about hitting the xrpl.org. The XRP ledger is open source technology on which anyone can build. If you're looking to get started building on the XRP ledger, check out xrpl.org, where you'll find the comprehensive documentation, training, and support for development on the XRPL. So that's kind of what we're going at on the Ripple and the Stellar, and also other basically Wall Street coming into the crypto arena. So again, about 5% of the world is even involved in the cryptocurrencies. You got pretty much all the countries or whatever that are doing it in the back. They're not telling their people because they do not want us retail investors to get in to make any amount of money whatsoever, even if it's a tiny bit, to help you get by with the way everything is going right now. It's getting tough for people to pay. They're getting more debt out, getting more credit card bills, whatever. They're putting their money in all this stuff just to get by. People are working 2-3 jobs. It's tough out here, y'all, and I get it. With all that said, I appreciate you if you held on to this long. Hopefully this was some good information, especially for the people that are just getting involved in this. If you have anything to ask, put it in the comments. I'll try to do some research on that. Again, if you could, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm still at 0 on this account. Talk to y'all on the next one. Y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see y'all then.